Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, welcome to that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your sometimes humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my lovely co-host, Quiet Michael Labune, and the delightful Sasquatch, Andrew TD. We're going to do some really funny memes, but first, the depressing news. Brought to
Andrew,
you by...
my second favorite TD.
That's true. TD's always better.
I am always coming up second in the TD popularity contest.
I mean,
If there's a pair of TDs,
yeah.
Well, yeah, we come in pairs. That's what TDs do.
All right. Big hello to Mary TD out there. Is she in the room? Is she listening to us?
No, she's not at home at the moment.
she's going to be listening to this after post.
That's true. Oh God.
Post.
God, the number of recordings that she has to listen to with you, it's unbelievable. Facebook for the Blind has to start off with depressing news because ever since COVID, we tore a rip in the space-time continuum, and we really just have to have a couple news stories to figure out where we were in time. Absolutely terrible and horrible things going on today, but we're going to talk about a few of the whatevers. I don't know, man. There's been an emergency declaration in Mississippi, killer tornadoes passing through there. The Israeli crisis is deepening, and that's been really amazing. I'm hearing everybody talking about this, that Netanyahu, got protested in the UK. He got protested at home, hundreds of thousands in the street, a general strike for the first time ever. The airport shut down, no in and out traffic, and Netanyahu conceded because he's trying to basically take over the judiciary and allow them to have all kinds of power, which is just insane. So it's fascinating to watch crowds in Israel getting knocked down with water cannons by Israeli police. That's normally other people. That's fascinating. But tens of thousands of Israelis demonstrating in the streets of Israel for the past 2 months did win concessions from Netanyahu. So that was cool. He's putting a pause on things. Moving on to one of my favorite stories this week, the October surprise. The October surprise that has such an immense amount of information on it has gotten yet more documentation showing that, yes, indeed, Reagan and Bill Casey, head of the CIA, heck of a guy. And before that, I found out under Nixon, he got to be the head of the SEC. He worked in the campaigns of both Nixon and Reagan. And it looks like he basically went over to the Iranians and said, hey, could you keep holding those hostages? We'd really appreciate it. And you'd be doing Reagan a solid. So, some of the least patriotic people in the world, are being documented. So I don't know, the October surprise, it's a real thing. It's a thing. Hey, speaking about snipping off your nose to spite your face, Republicans really can't pass legislation. They just don't seem to know how to govern or write this stuff. In Wyoming, the abortion ban that they passed into law was blocked due to an Obamacare era amendment. Owen's decision pointed to a 2012 amendment to the state constitution that was intended to protect them from the hypothetical harms contained in then President Barack Obama's healthcare law, Obamacare. So Wyoming citizens have the right to make their own healthcare decisions. So, well done, guys. And speaking of interesting things in the Congress, a GOP-backed Florida bill is seeking to restrict higher education curriculums. There's a lot of talk about banning books in lots of states, and the House Bill 999 is going to restrict core courses, and they will not be able to teach things such as critical race theory or define American history as contrary to the creation of a new nation based upon the universal principles stated in the Declaration of Independence. AOC actually showed up in the Congress to protest it and showed up many, many examples of the books that were being banned, such as, oh gods, I've lost it, but many, many biographies that it was absolutely ridiculous. And she also said that there was a public registration piece in here in this bill that would require non-binary and LGBT youth to put their names into a database that would be accessible, so it would put them in harm's way. Like a list of names of people that you could harass or round up. Anyway, I bring this up because it received a standing ovation in the House on C-SPAN. And if you want to look, AOC utterly shreds Republicans to their face in the most insane hearing yet on Midas Touch is worthy of a watch, because they clipped out the sample that I found. But a standing ovation in the House. Unbelievable. Never happens. And other legal issues that were cracking me up this week, the police are suing rapper Afro Man in Ohio for humiliation and loss of reputation after he used footage of his home raid, to make new music and videos. And boy, did he freaking ever. I mean, there's a lot of
This shit is fucking good.
Holy crap. It's so funny.
Well, I mean, he has footage of them unplugging his camera system, taking his money, taking his clothing. And weren't they looking for hostages?
Yeah, the Adams County Sheriff broke down his door, came in with a raid looking for kidnap victims. Now famous on TikTok, Officer Pound Cake, looking at his lemon pound cake. The music video, Will You Help Me Repair My Door? Also pretty catchy. And Why You Disconnecting My Video Camera? All really good. Really good cuts, and highly recommend them. And that is worthy of news, and that's what you should watch. So usually we like to close out with the Facebook for the Blind news with a heartwarming animal story, but I've been cursed this week and I don't have one. So we're going to head right into round one with Michael Labune, wrapping up the news for Facebook for the Blind for March 28th, 2023. Nice, long round one.
All right. Kicking off my nice long round one. Feisty Soul Tribe, the group. Picture of what kind of dog is this?
Pomeranian.
Pomeranian. And it says, when it's only Tuesday, and you see the Pomeranian is drinking out of a juice box labeled "Fuck It Juice."
Hell yeah.
Here we go. Here's a couple of scenes from the show The Office, the American version. And here Pam is screaming. She's labeled religious people. And she's screaming, "Stop loving people we don't like." And then Michael is labeled Jesus. And he looks very, very stubborn. And it says, "You know what? I'm going to start loving people you don't like even harder." Here's one I actually posted this week. Got a lot of love for. A little bit of ire. It says, irony is a pastor asking for your money to solve church problems and advising you to pray to solve yours. But we'll let that one marinate. What's this guy's name? Batman? Christian Bale. There's a picture of Christian Bale looking up at the camera, and it says, "Every week I find a new way to make my life even harder." The Hard Times is reporting. Hard Times has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 album covers here, all from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It says Mandela Effect. Some people swear the Red Hot Chili Peppers released a decent album.
That hurts because it's true. It's true.
Here we have Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, Trash Can Paul. Trash Can, we don't like you, but we do love you. Got a Venn diagram, and there's 3 connecting circles. One of those is labeled being a decent human being. Connected to the one in the middle, labeled making good music. Connected to the one on the end, labeled making interesting music. And then somehow there's a circle that's avoiding touching any of those 3, and it's labeled John Lennon. Trash can, we fucking love you. Andrea Moore, friend of the show, Andrea Moore. She tweets out, "I'm doing my affirmations," and there's a picture of a reCAPTCHA that just says, "I am not a robot."
Oh, I feel that.
I got 3 more memes this round. Starting off with restaurant worker news. There's a picture of a man wearing a hard hat, and it says, "Man struggling to feed family is just glad he could help bail out bank."
Nice.
Just happy to help bail out the bank. Sandy Frizzle, friend of the show, Sandy Frizzle at Sandy Frizzle, says, "I love when a manga kills off my favorite character. I always put it down and never pick it up again. My heart's too tender for fictional grief." Me too, Sandy.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't fuck with that shit. Like, if I think a show's gonna make me sad, I'm not fucking watching it. That's why I quit on you too, Ted Lasso. You used to be fun.
Oh no, is it sad now?
I don't know, man, but Keeley was really fucking mean to Roy at the end of season 2, and that was too much. Because I have a bad feeling about season 3. Don't nobody tell me nothing. Last one I have for this round, coming again from our friend Trash Can Paul. It's a picture of a statue of a woman who's sitting against a wall with her hand out. She's covered in a blanket. She's labeled struggling single mother of 3. And then we see in the 4, someone is flipping the statue off, and the middle finger is labeled landlords.
Oh.
Yes.
And that's all I have for round 1. Kicking it over to you, Sizemore.
The wholesome round, a trademark branded segment of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Instagram, blah, 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 or whatever we do. I don't know. Yeah, I had
keeping the whole in wholesome.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I did have an animal story. Look, the raccoon dogs were still in the news, and I just look at him. He's really good. He looks like a raccoon. Like, you look him up the snout, man. They're adorable. I mean, you could make a stuffy out of this. Make a fortune. Anyway, little raccoony face, the raccoon dogs. They might be the origin of COVID. And you know what? I can't hate that origin. Look at how cute he is. All right, moving on. Picture of Herman Munster in drag, and it says, "Oh my God, Herman Munster in drag. What about the children?" There's a lot of this. It's like a lot. Ever since Tennessee passed their anti-drag law, there has been a lot of like famous stuff in drag, and a lot of my friends commenting, "Oh my God, I forgot this made me gay." One of the huge stories I can't believe none of us talked about this week, and I forgot to bring it up in the monologue, was a principal was fired for showing a picture of Michelangelo's David here. And I've actually seen this in the Uffizi in Florence. And by the way, at the time, they had this little semicircular bench right behind the stand that he's on there. And it was the only place to sit in that whole stinking museum. And believe me, my middle-aged butt sat on that bench. And like, you're right there. And like basically you have to look at his junk. There's no, like, you're in a position, I can't explain it, but I want to say this for the record. I, a straight man, find that ass to be amazing. And if you have a chance to see that particular ass, it's well worth it. But in Florida, some parents with the parental rights movement declared that they didn't want their children seeing this pornography. And I implore you, if you are not familiar with Michelangelo's David, and you were to examine the proportions of it, you would find out that it is not at all like pornography.
or anything could be pornography.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No, but I'll just nod. All right, moving on. The principal got fired in Florida for showing this image. So we're showing you an image of David. In it's anyway, the Italians are aghast that we are such cracker redneck idiots.
What does aghast mean? What does aghast mean, Eric? Does that mean hard?
They are we're
amazed at our stupidity.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I mean, like, do you know what it takes to embarrass me in front of Italians? I was there, and I felt no shame. And you've hung out with me. Anyway, moving on. The internet was flooded with a lot of funny stuff. This one from one of our favorites, the National Strategic Stockpile of Memes and Satire, posted the blue flag marked safe from the dangly bits on Michelangelo's David today. Which I thought was great. Also, notice I love their banner. It's the fucking guns and their geological location, Kathmandu, Nepal.
Nice.
Here's a picture, and I saw it passed around Michelangelo's David with a dress. And it says, dress Michelangelo's David in drag and watch Florida. Watch Florida's brain explode. Yeah. Florida and Tennessee race to the bottom. So
it'd be funny if it wasn't true.
I know. Anyway, and there was like a million of these going around. There were so many David takes, and it was great. This next one I thought was great. Friend of the show, John, passed along this photograph from Marco Maniacelli, and I believe it was shot in the 1970s in a Detroit Montessori school. And that afternoon, they all sat on the floor in a circle listening to a story. And this little girl had leaned over to lay her head in a little boy's lap, and he gently lifted his arm to receive her. The picture is entitled The Age of Innocence, and it's just adorable. It's just innocent, nice humanness. And they just look gentle, and it's fucking beautiful. Anyway, so there we go. Middle of the wholesome round, a trademarked, position of this. I felt compelled to make a meme this week. Here's a meme that I made. It's a headline. It says Nashville school shooting, 6 killed in Tennessee. And my line that says, on the day the children died in a mass shooting, congressional Republicans, plural, rushed to the defense of a gun store. And this is from, and then I reposted a tweet from Patriot Takes. Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republican members of Congress defend a gun store undergoing a federal inspection from the ATF. So that's fun. Lincoln Library Think Tank says, my 3rd grade teacher was evil. She read us Where the Red Fern Grows, because she's commenting on Rebecca Maki, who says, helpful literary criticism from my 6th grader. If there's a dog on the cover and the book has won an award, I won't read it because the dog definitely dies.
Smart child.
That was dedicated to a meme in Michael's first act. This is a posting from friend of the show, Jay Sukow, Chicago's improv fame. Jay Sukow, thanks for all the cards and letters. Thanks for the cookies last time. They were delicious. He comments, fuck Levi's. Headline, Levi's will start using AI-generated people in order to increase the diversity of its models. And we have a picture of a person of color in a Levi's modeling
They
for
can't just hire a person that looks like that.
Jay Sukow says, fuck Levi's. The other 98% posted, and I got about 3 more here. The other 98% has posted a quote from Jack Cameron saying, calling bigotry an opinion is like calling arsenic a flavor. I thought that was a very good take.
I like that.
Yeah, it's tight. This next one's from friend of the show, Brain, who often comes, Brain Ramos, quoting, put the fucking lotion in the basket. And we have a picture of Buffalo Bill on the ceiling with like some paper taped around it, looking like a hole. And there is a real live basket hanging from it with string.
It's an Easter basket.
Easter basket.
Oh, bro, that's great.
Follow me for more interior decorating ideas. This is so evil and so within my budget. You hear what I'm saying here?
Don't hurt you, bitch.
Put the fucking lotion in the budget. Because
don't hurt you, bitch. Fucking life makes me die laughing every single time I see it.
You're dying. All right, I got about 2 more here. Friend of the show, Kate, passed along this. Kate says, quote, from Brandon Johnson says, we have to stop asking police officers to do other people's jobs. They're not social workers. They're not marriage counselors. They're not community organizers. They're not healthcare providers. What they are is tired and in need of their own mental health care. Brandon Johnson, during his March 20th local fundraising event speech, sounding not as anti-cop as his opponent wants you to believe he is. And this will be shareable, and I will put this on our FB4tB memecast homepage. And I forgot my wholesome animal closing story because friend of the show, Jen, who is often here, and thanks again for all the cards and letters, posting the album Adventures of Being Jen, Bring Your Saga to Work Day. And I'm not really totally sure what a saga is. Snake, maybe?
Weird lizard thing?
A lizard thing.
That's a snake. Got to be a snake, right?
Jen works in the surveys. We have all the surveys in one building here on the U of I campus. It's like the Illinois Water Survey, the Illinois Geological Survey, the Illinois Natural History Survey. There may be actually other surveys. I don't know, but Jen works in one of them, and I know that she works with wildlife. But look at her. She's so stinking happy with a lizard poking out from under her t-shirt onto her neck. Look at that. Anyway, there you go. That is going to be the closeout to my trademarked registered component of Facebook for the Blind, wholesome round 1. Now on to the irreverent round 2.
Starting off the irreverent round, I'm kicking it off with Tax Beast at Tax Beast, who says, I finally found a place that sells peanut butter by the splat. Sorry, that struck me funny.
That's great.
And then there's a picture of just look, it's peanut butter in the same kind of container you might get chicken breast out of. Like,
oh wow,
it's just a splat of peanut butter. It's really gross.
Wow.
Here's Hockey Beast, friend of the show, Hockey Beast, who's retweeting Atheist Republic, who says, how is same-sex marriage viewed where you live? And the first response is from a Canadian who says, in Canada, we just call it marriage. And since it's not hockey, nobody really cares which team you're playing for.
I love Canada.
Yeah, man. Love me some South Canada.
All right, so this went around all over the place. And this person is not a friend of the show.
Okay.
They're not. It's at, I'm not even going to tell you who. It's, you know who it is? It's Go Fuck Yourself. That's who. Anyway, they post this picture of this very muscular woman. I think she's some kind of bodybuilder.
Like
and
those abs.
she's
Amazing.
She's wearing a tube top. She's got like 12 abs. She's wearing ripped jeans that are strategically ripped to show that 3 tiers in her quadricep. I mean, she's got to be a competitive bodybuilder. Anyway, she's blonde, big smile, and this person says, if you are attracted to her, you are a latent homosexual. Sorry, I don't make the rules. And I saw this on Twitter captioned a million times that said, sorry, fellas, but being attracted to women is gay now. Anyway, moving right along. Here's a picture of a spy versus spy, kind of looking sneaky, old cartoonish guy with an evil, diabolical grin. And he's rubbing his hands together, and he says, I ain't exactly gay, but I ain't exactly not gay. This was my favorite comment on the previous meme. Where he says, if you're attracted to this woman, you are a latent homosexual. History for the Witty 2.0. They post this meme. It's a picture of a guy wearing a vest and a denim shirt. He's wearing a Canadian tuxedo suit, really, blue jeans and a denim shirt and a vest. And he's reading a book to a bear that's sitting down next to him on the couch. It's just a brown bear that's looking on as this man in a Canadian tuxedo suit reads a book. And it's captioned, read the part again where she burns her whore mouth on my porridge.
Oh, shit. Read that one again, man. That's great. Wait, Titi, read that one for me.
It's just, I don't know if Steve is is TV too high to read? TV's too high to read. I'm moving on. This is coming from Library Matters, and it's a picture of a parking sign, and it says library parking only. Violators will be held in low esteem. All right. I think I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 4 more.
Okay.
This is coming from a friend of the show, Anarcho Spirituality, anarcho.spirituality.
Oh, hey, Anarcho Spirituality, old friends.
We do love you. We do love you. It says, do you remember the moment that radicalized you? And there's 2 frames here posted in answer to that question. Do you remember the moment that radicalized you? And Anarcho Spirituality responds with 2 frames from Aladdin, circa 1992. And it's the old man with the wild teeth. And he says, you've heard of the golden rule, haven't you? He says to Aladdin. And then there's a picture of him smiling right into the camera maniacally. You've heard of the golden rule, haven't you? Whoever has the gold makes the rules. And I was like, holy shit, that fucking imprinted on me too.
Yeah.
It's like, that was it. That was the moment. Yeah, well done. Electra Hart, friend of the show, Electra Hart, she tweets out, bought a meatloaf flavored vape from Goodwill, and now my arms won't bend.
I need to find out.
I think this made me laugh harder than anything else I read this week. Bought a meatloaf flavored vape.
Oh.
Already I'm out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bought it from Goodwill. Okay. And now my arms won't bend.
Man, good on Goodwill for selling vape. That's growth.
All right,
industry.
Keedy, I need you to read my last 2 for this round, please. And thank you.
I'm on it. Okay, friend of the show, friend of the University Onion, post a picture of Jimmy Carter, good guy. He's just smiling, being a good dude, and it says, Jimmy Carter gets vasectomy. Do with that information what you will.
And even though he's 129 years old, he doesn't look a day over 90.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Keedy, read this next one for me, too.
Okay. Back-to-back Onion post here. And once again, we have President Carter and Rosalind Carter. And it just says, Jimmy and Rosalind Carter announced divorce. The world's going to hell, dude.
Starting to get a little suspicious about that vasectomy now, Jimmy Carter. That's it for round 2. Eric, back to you.
Awesome sauce. All right, got a quick short round 1. Length round 1. Hey, Nan's here. Friend of the show, founding OG member of Facebook for the Blind, George Cruikshank, passes along this picture of a samurai looking down at the ground, and written in a really cool font, it says, if I call you brother, it's because I'm pretending to be Hulk Hogan. That will never not crack me up. Say that right now.
There's a black comedian in Nashville. He said Hulk Hogan is the only white person who gets to call him brother. He's the only one who gets to call me brother because number 1, he calls everybody brother, and number 2, because he sounds really cool when he says it. And you know what, brother?
You know what, brother? Let me tell you something, brother.
I feel like brother. That was the only good part of like growing up with wrestling in my house. All right, moving on. Friend of the show, Cho Lan No, who is making a first appearance in the show. Thanks again for coming. Passes along Jonathan Lewis Dent, who says, imagine if we measured success by the amount of safety that people felt in our presence.
Oh.
Posted by Witch With Me. And that just seemed imaginative, you know? Hey, his next post is from friend of the show, Marcellus. Marcellus, you know, man, thanks for all the graphics and the funny memes that you send me. He reposts Brosophine Wires at Joe Parker Bear, who says, God will never give you more than you can handle unless you were born in the wrong place or don't have money. That makes God super mad.
God does hate that. Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Man. Ooh. Passing along this picture of Geordie LaForge from the Star Trek franchise, and it says, read a fucking book.
Word.
LeVar Burton, of course, famously from Reading Rainbow, but here as a commander looking very serious.
I remember being so uncomfortable the first time I saw Reading Rainbow because you see LeVar Burton's eyes.
Yeah.
Right. As a Star Trek Next Gen fan from birth,
right.
I didn't fucking know he had any.
Right.
Well, see, I'm old enough that I remember Reading Rainbow before Star Trek, and it was weird for me not to see his eyes.
I remember realizing, oh my God, that was Kunta Kinte in Roots.
Yeah, that messed me up when I learned that too.
That's right.
He's got a little bit of a gut to him now.
Well, he's like a little bit.
No, he looks good to me.
Seasoned.
No, I know. I'm making fun. It's freaking hilarious. All right, moving on, man.
Much more than he did in fucking 1991 or whenever Roots came out.
Look at this office shot
back in the 90s.
This is a great Captain Office shot. I don't know, man. I want to steal this lighting. All right, moving on. These cartoons are making the rounds. We have a whole sea of people in red MAGA hats with signs that all say, lock her up, in identical red. And then there's one guy saying, arresting a leading presidential candidate is nothing but sleazy politics.
Good God.
Oh, Lord. I do find hypocrisy to be the funniest form of comedy, and it just happens all the time. This next one's from friend of the show, Craig Smith. Craig, I thought you'd be here tonight. Love you to pieces. Carrie, you remember Craig. He's passed along the world according to Geek Girl, who's passed along Fred-esque at Fred Taming, who says, me, I heard you do a terrible owl impression. Him, when? Me, holy shit, that is bad. When? This next part is passed along by Sunday_Divine, blue checkmark Sunday Divine. Passed it along, said, we ran Al Franken out of the Senate for a silly prank and abandoned Howard Dean because he whooped a little too much into a hot mic. Meanwhile, the Republicans favor a twice impeached fascist serial predator and laugh in our faces for being such political imbeciles. That one cracks me up. That's a knee slapper for me.
That's a good one.
Hey, so you remember Jen from the last act with her saga brought to work day? She followed that one up with her calendar and she said, oh, damn, I'm a day early. And I'm looking at the calendar and the 28th was something on a stick day. I like... I don't know what the saga is, and I don't know what the something on a stick is, but that's funny to me. I don't.
This is an interesting calendar.
Yeah, I know. Mermaid Day was the 29th. International Whiskey Day. I mean, if I'd known, I would.
Oh yeah, we should have celebrated.
I know. I feel like caught off guard. Closing out this round to the irreverent round, friend of the show, Rena Calm. And if you are not following Rena Calm, you are missing out. Rena Calm, hardest working woman in comedy, living out of her car. But right now in Hawaii, she's posted, it feels like forever o'clock. And I'm going to tell jokes in Kapolei. I either wrote a few funny jokes or whatever. She says she's exhausted. Anyway, she posted from Honolulu on March 24th. Mahalo to the older man at TSA on Kauai who very thoroughly inspected my vibrator today.
I can totally see that happening, by the way.
I know. Aloha.
All right, here we go. Round three.
Round three, the penultimate round. Oh my God.
Penultimate round. Sorry to hear. Starting off with friend of the show, Hallie, at I am Harold, you are. He says, I don't understand why poor people don't ask their parents to give them a few $million to get their life on track. Let me read that again. He says, I don't understand why poor people don't ask their parents to give them a few $1 million to get their life on track. He replies with the comment, and he says, somebody replied and said, not everybody has rich parents. Okay, then ask a friend or something. And then he replies to himself again and says, okay, somebody replied and said they don't have rich friends. Just sell one of your apartments, dude. Hey, TD, since you're our resident baking expert, with what's the name of that show that you do?
That would be Baking While Baked, the show where I make delectable baked goods full of sugar and spice while I'm full of herb and feeling nice. You can find me on TikTok Couchman Bakes.
It's
Dude, he's like the biggest show in Manila is TD's Baking While Baked. He's got an
Manila,
audience,
and I'm also making progress in Nepal.
It's friggin', but dude, the Manila numbers are insane. He's got 980,000 followers in the Philippines. It's just,
dude, you're like a TikTok killer.
Yeah. You are the killer in the Manila.
I wish I could take any kind of credit for this. I don't know what happened. People are bored.
So
Anyway,
since you're usually a host on the show and you have your Baking While High, is that the name of it? Baking While on Marijuana?
Baked.
Okay. I was wondering if you would read this headline from the Hard Times.
Sure. It's a picture of a dude standing by a very small stove. Looks like he's reading from a cookbook, and it just says from the Hard Times here, it just says old family recipe, unnecessarily racist. As a guy who has access to his great grandma's cookbook from the early 1900s, this is a good meme. That's all I'm saying.
This is more from Baking While Stoned.
Yeah.
Memes.
Thank you.
Friend of the show memes. Just joking. It's Baking While Baked. Friend of the show memes. We literally wouldn't have a show without you memes. Says, I hope you all know that before you eat strawberries, you need to peel them.
Oh, God.
What the shit? What is that?
Who hurt you?
There's just a picture of a peeled strawberry. I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what that is. That's not. That
it's
ain't
the fact that
natural.
it's a peeled strawberry with, a knife that would make Michael Myers jealous.
It looks so fucking wrong, though, man.
I'm disturbed.
I just hate it.
I can't believe that you found a way to disturb me with fruit. I mean,
dude.
Wow. The hell?
That ain't right.
It's so weird. It just looks bad. To our listeners, just trust us. It just looks really bad.
I thought it was garlic or a potato or something. It was so pale.
My least favorite part is the stem. The stem makes it look like it's like a little rat tail or something. They even peeled like the leaves off but left the stem. I don't know.
It looks like Michelangelo's David as a callback, honestly.
Every day we fall further and further from God's grace.
Mm-hmm.
Rare CNC, Miami, Florida. Friend of the show, Rare CNC. We're impressed by your comics. Says, when you told her you were a monster in bed, but didn't get specific. And there's a picture of Cookie Monster eating cookies in bed.
I feel this.
Oh my God. Connor Sullivan. I'm going to read this whole thing. It's a little off brand for me. I'm not usually one for the long memes, but this one got me. Connor Sullivan, friend of the show, Connor Sullivan at Connor the Connor, says, this is my favorite band breakup notice ever. And it's from a band called Witch Rot. And it says, due to the unfortunate reality of our guitarist fucking my girlfriend of almost 7 years.
Oh, fuck.
Witch Rot will be taking an extended hiatus. I, however, will continue the band in another space and time, being ripe with hate. The music is slowly flowing, and without a doubt will become the most devastating, torturous music I've ever created. Thanks for the support. Stay heavy. Peter.
Wow.
Also,
Holy
our
shit.
drummer died.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
For those of you who couldn't hear, it says, also, our drummer died.
I'm sorry I stepped on that.
No, it's how it hit me too. I was like, damn, that was a lot. And then you're like, wait.
There's more.
Woo! Listen, man, this band has got to be metal. Just judging by the breakup.
Oh yeah, I gotta find
this band is fucking metal. Here's a picture of the Earth, and it says, this escape room sucks. I want my money back.
Bro, that needs to be a t-shirt.
I can do that.
Thank you, Anarcho Spirituality. Please make this a t-shirt.
Please, I will buy 10 of them.
Or an apron.
Oh, fuck
you
yeah.
Wear it on yeah.
That one thing.
Yeah.
I can make anything.
Baking
bong
with Mary
and a blitz.
That's it. All right, this is from the Tennessee Holler. And
Ooh, I love the Tennessee Holler.
We love Tennessee Holler. Friend of the show, Tennessee Holler. Friend of the show, Justin Canoe. Really, really, we love you. Keep fighting the good fight. Always yell the truth. As we mentioned earlier, there was a shooting in Nashville yesterday. Somebody shot up a elementary school.
Yep.
6 people died, last I saw.
Yep.
And Tennessee Holler reposts a tweet from Jack Stelzner, who says, "Here's Representative Ogles and his family. He's the member of Congress who represents the Covenant School. The Covenant School is the school that was shot up.
Oh, God.
And this is the representative, the member of Congress who represents the school that was shot up today, or yesterday, rather. It's a picture of him and his family in front of the Christmas tree. And he's holding an assault rifle. His wife is holding an assault rifle. 2 of his 3 children are holding assault rifles. The littlest kid may or may not be holding a pistol. I can't quite tell. But, yeah. Here's a picture of an old lady with a scarf tied around her head, and she's carrying a shit ton of carrots and cucumbers.
I think you'd call that a babushka. I think this is
that's right.
A babushka.
And it just says, "Become ungovernable."
Oh yeah, babushka.
And let me tell you something, to all of our fellow anarchists out there working toward food sovereignty, we're going to get there. And my last meme for the penultimate round 3, leaving only my post with the most. This has got to be going in the books as one of the fastest shows ever.
Maybe.
Anarcho.spirituality. And it has a picture of a young woman embracing a young man who has his eyes closed, his head resting on her chest. And it says, "They say you attract what you fear. Oh, I'm so scared of having sex with every member of the Supreme Court."
Wow.
And that's all I have for round 3. Eric, let's see you top that, goddammit.
All right, I'm gonna try. Yeah, this is gonna be, as you know. Wow. Okay. Good point.
Every member.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hip breaking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
So yeah,
they're all old, so you know them hips are breaking.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Woo! Yeah, I what do the kids say? I'm shook. That's what it is.
I'm shooketh.
I'm shooketh. I'm shook.
What's the name of that comic out of Danville? I cannot think of his name. Hightower?
Yeah.
Chris? Is his name Chris?
Yeah,
Hightower?
Chris Hightower, yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
I know. While you're getting your 3rd round set up, I gotta tell you, I'm never
set up, you
forget.
bonehead.
Okay, well you're looking from screen to screen like you're doing EMDR. Go ahead. Anyway, he said he pointed out to like the 90-year-old lady in the front row and said he was gonna have sex with her, and then everybody dies laughing, including her. And then he says, "And don't worry," he's like, "We'll go on our side so I don't ruin your new hip." Dude, I'm telling you, I've never seen an old lady laugh that hard. I mean, he fucking killed. He completely killed that show. Anyway, all right, sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
I'm glad you actually mentioned Chris, because he is hosting a show over in Danville at one of the historic theaters, and one of the performers is going to be friend of the show, Kristen Yanagis. So that is in the CU comedy. Follow along with them. Yeah, lovely friend of the show. Again, thanks for all the cards and letters and baked goods and barbecue. All right, rounding out round 3 with special guest Nan in the room with one of my posts with the most. I love this. April 20th, 2010. Married Nan. Got a ton of engagement on that. Look at that, Nan. Jason and KJ and 103 others. They just love to see that I married you. And silly, friend of the show and attorney for Facebook for the Blind had to go and spoil it and say, I think the correct way would be to say officiated Nan's wedding.
Well, thanks, party
Stop
pooper.
policing our speech.
Party pooper.
You know,
Totally.
stop policing our speech.
Yeah. You know, I stand by it. I delight in ambiguity. Next, again, I got more again in post with the most. Here we go again. Satanic Panic 2, Electric Boogaloo. Florida principal out after viewing Michelangelo's David. I mean, that's still going to keep cracking me up at just how uncultured and ridiculous we seem.
I think it actually speaks to how sexy Michelangelo's David is. Like,
yeah.
A lot of people are looking at that and they're like, I have physical proof that this is pornographic.
Sure. Do you want to know how sexy this is? Look at this picture of David here, and I challenge you all. Do you know what he is holding in his hand? Have you ever noticed he was holding anything?
Yeah, I can't tell what he's got there.
Yeah.
I never knew that motherfucker had hands.
Never. Exactly.
I could draw his ass with my eyes closed, though.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that he's hung like a field mouse, that's an attractive dude.
Yeah.
He's a regular sized one.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying I was much bigger. I'm just saying he ain't got much.
Hashtag proportions not pornographic. All right, moving the frick on here. One of the funniest things, taking it back to 1985, we have an image here from Excel, and it says Excel was invented in 1985 before, and it says pictures of people before 1985, and we have happy smiling people. Just, stock photos of, yeah.
Oh God, that'd be funny if it wasn't true.
Yeah, and I tagged my friend Tavia, who loves Excel, and she goes, I have to confess that I love Excel. I was like, I knew it. I freaking tagged her. She freaking loves this spreadsheet. Unbelievable. One of the funniest things we didn't get to talk about is that the Simpsons, of course, predicted Florida parental outrage over Michelangelo's David.
God damn it, Simpsons.
I know, man. And
Simpsons writers are from the future.
It's amazing.
They're time travelers.
It's amazing. So anyway, yeah, taking it back to 1990, 33-year predicting thing, and somebody was quoting here, naked is the day God made him. So I assume a cartoon spoke that. Friend of the show, Haley, posted Porsche Holmes, who said, and that's on Mary, had a little lamb. Jaybird here has posted Captain_Amazing says, you let a motherfucker shenan once. Best believe they gonna shenan again.
Get the fuck out of here, Captain.
Yes.
Yes.
Halfway through round 3, the penultimate round, I posted this one last Tuesday. Funny thought for tomorrow. Tiny, tiny fingerprints. Although we already addressed on the show, I don't think any of us believed that there was going to be an arrest. First and foremost, because
I really wanted one though.
Yeah, but it was funny, man. It even overcame my motivated reasoning on that. I really wanted the confirmation bias. I really wanted it, but I was like, yeah, but he said it. He said it.
Yeah,
exactly. I think I said this on the show last week. I'm not going to start believing him now.
No.
Like, there's no fucking way.
30,000 lies in. No room for compromise, Michael? None? Moving on. This is hilarious. Ali_Samarco post. There is currently a billboard truck circling Mar-a-Lago with Tucker Carlson's texts saying he hates Trump passionately.
Oh, bravo.
Nice.
We can see one of those panel trucks, and on the back it says Fox Files. And we have Tucker saying, I hate him passionately. Man, what a gig. Just driving around Mar-a-Lago, hating on him passionately. Anyway, oh, that was pretty good. Alejandro Cabello. Oh, this needs some setup. There were people that were talking about the woman that wrote, a delightful Harry Potter series, but then became weird. And Alejandro Cabello posts, you are defending a person who literally had a Nazi Barbie profile picture and has Nazis showing up to support her doing Sieg Heils. And we have a 4-panel of a Nazi Barbie. And that is some messed up use of Photoshop skills right there. And then we see a close-up and we can tell that J.K. Rowling had this Nazi Barbie as her profile picture. And then we see a picture of, I believe that's the Australian flag, but it looks black and it's being covered by a black bloc group of gentlemen who are giving Sieg Heils at some kind of event. And then a whole line of them in their black shorts and black tank tops saying destroy pedo freaks and giving Sieg Heils. So yeah, J.K. Rowling, piece of shit. But
and look, this isn't the point, but one of the Nazis is wearing like really short shorts and, and a fedora.
Yeah, this is true.
So you know he gets all the ladies.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
This is just messed up. I learned this today. I think I thought it was funnier than it was in my head when I put it in here. Hey, so also in the category of posts with the most, this one was racking it up. Remember climbing ropes? Did you guys have climbing ropes in high school?
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of people had memories of that. And I got to tell you, it took me back, man. We had at the top of ours a sign that said at Robeson School says, "You can ring my bell." And it just, man, Anita Ward, ring my bell, man. Nan knows what I'm talking about. Boo! Boo! Yeah, I can hear it right now. Anyway, it took me back. 1970s nostalgia. Friend of the show, Allie Lindsay. Thanks for all the cards and letters coming in from Madison. Allie Lindsay reports this post from My Face Hurts saying, "Oh, look, it's the opposite of a stork." And we see a pigeon flying with a hanger. Oh, look, it's the opposite of
that's a good one.
It's an abortion bird.
Yeah. Opposite of a stork. So if you were wondering what that was, now you know. And I got to double check here. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. And my last one for this round, friend of the show, David Rothman, passes along Stephen Colbert, some up and comer, who says, "I believe Ayn Rand's first love poem went, 'Roses are red, violets are blue. Finish this poem yourself, you dependent parasite.'"
Dude, I had this buddy, and then I'll jump to my post with the most at U of I. We talked all the time, and I really liked him. And then the only thing I never really understood was he must have come for money, and he was always wearing khaki shorts and loafers with no socks, which I'm a punk rocker. I could never wrap my head around that. And then one day I walk into the coffee shop right there by the psychology building. It's not there anymore. And I walk into the Espresso Royale, and I order my coffee, and I see him. And I say, "Hey, how you doing? What are you reading there?" And he holds up Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. And I go, "What are you reading that for? Are you reading it like ironically?" And he goes, "He actually makes some really good points in here." And I just laughed and shook my head no, and never spoke to him ever again. Like,
oh wow.
I was like, well, Ayn Rand got that one.
Can't win them all.
All right, my post with the most this week.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. This is somebody help me with this guy's character's name. He's on that show. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, one of those
guy
guys.
and Always
Not
Sunny.
Charlie. I'm just gonna call him not Charlie. So it says it says Jesus. Literally, no rich person will ever go to heaven. So Jesus says, literally, no rich person will ever go to heaven. And then it says evangelical Christians. And here's not Charlie laying on the beach with his arms behind his head. And it says, disregard that. It's a bunch of liberal bullshit. I will tell you, this got like all kinds of reactions, all the way down to like, so some people going like, wait, do you really think rich people won't get to heaven? And I just was like, interpret the scriptures for yourself.
That's fun. Well, sticking with the common theme of laughing at silly people this week, my post with the most, David in a red dress, and Denny Dumas just says, "I fixed it." And
that's a ton of cleavage.
he is a little busty.
Dude, he has an enormous head. He has a disproportionate hands. He has disproportionate feet. The reason you study this guy in art class is because all his proportions are weird.
You can't even see his head. What are you talking about?
And consequently, he has a great ass.
The other head, Lagoon.
I forgot there was two.
It looks like a mushroom, like a character from Mario Kart, or so I have been told.
See, that's why I can't take Coach seriously, man.
Are you talking about the dick-shaped character on Mario?
Yes, I'm talking about the one that looks like a tiny peen.
All I know is what
He
Stormy
looks like a
Daniels told me.
regular-sized peen.
All right. Once we've done our post with the most, that is the ritual ending and constitutional culmination of a full and complete legal agreement to provide one said by the party of the first part to the party of the second part.
Yep.
Facebook for the blind for
Count it.
whatever day today is. It's episode number 99. And
March.
Thank
March.
you.
Today's
March. We love you.
Woo!
Love you, George.
Woohoo!
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.